Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Terry Van Alstyne. I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I know the body can heal itself when given the proper tools, and I don't believe in symptomatic treatment. I'm running and soon to be launching another online healing and detoxification program where I'm taking patients step by step back to optimal health, optimal energy, and optimal weight by addressing the top 7 causes of disease, health symptoms, low energy, and weight gain. And these are poor diet, lack of nutrients, toxicity, stress, pathogenic microbes like bacteria, viruses, fungus, and parasites, negative thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions, and lack of exercise. So if you need my help to heal and you're ready to heal, please visit my website at corehealing.ca. That's C-O-R-E, healing.ca. And you can message me from the website. You can message me on Messenger here on Facebook. You can email me, and the link is there on the website. And I'm in multiple practices in Whistler, North Vancouver, and Vancouver. So I'd love to be able to help you. Let's see if my program is the right fit or if an actual visit would be best for you. So today I wanted to talk about sugar, the impact of sugar on our health. Sugar is a glucose molecule. It's made up of 2 specific carbohydrate chemicals. And it is sweet, it is yummy, but it is not nutritious. And in Canada, we get our sugar from beets. They're genetically modified, which means they will cause cancer, as all genetically modified foods have proven to do. And they're so refined that all of the nutrients, the minerals and the vitamins and phytochemicals, etc., have all been stripped from the sugar. So all that's left is the bleached out white crystals that when we eat them, they will cause our blood sugar to rise. They will cause addiction. They will feed candida. They cause insulin to be secreted from the pancreas. And that insulin is like a key opening up the cells, and we're made up of trillions of cells, opening up those cells to allow that sugar molecule to enter. And the sugar is going to feed the cell. It becomes glucose, and it's actually the glucose that it goes into the cell and feeds the cell. So the problem is when we eat too much of it too often, and our pancreas gets burnt out from having to pump out so much insulin to allow that sugar into the cells constantly, then our blood sugar will crash. After the high, it goes to a low, and then our cells need more glucose to function properly, and they're not getting it. So the adrenal glands have to secrete adrenaline to make up for that lack of glucose. And the liver also has to change its storage form of glucose, which is glycogen, back into glucose, which is meant for emergencies, for starvation, but it has to convert that glycogen into glucose to send it out to the cells to feed them as well. So it's already taxed with all the toxins. It's trying to filter out the high protein, high fat diet. It's trying to create enough bile to emulsify and digest. And on top of it, it's got to convert the glycogen into glucose again. And low glucose levels, or hypoglycemia, cause us to feel faint, weak, dizzy, frustrated, angry, irritable, and shaky. And so it's those crashes that are the problem, but also, of course, too much sugar in the bloodstream. So when we have too much sugar too often, as I said, it's causing all of those issues. And when we combine it with fats and oils, that is the recipe for diabetes. And those fats and oils can be from the meat meal that we've just eaten, and then we have sugar afterwards for dessert. Or the fats and oils can be in the cakes and cookies and all of the sweet stuff, the donuts, along with the sugar. So again, that's the recipe for diabetes. So what should we do about all of this? Well, first of all, what happens with diabetes is the sugar damages the capillaries. And so that's when it's going to impact circulation. So diabetics have very poor circulation in their feet, and that's why they're prone to diabetic ulcers. And eventually the limb needs to be cut because gangrene sets in, it rots, because there's not enough circulation. So the sugar, again, causes damage to those capillaries. It also damages the capillaries to the eyes, which can lead to blindness, and damages the capillaries that lead to all the glands and organs, but the kidneys suffer dramatically. So often diabetics will end up having to need dialysis at some point, and the capillaries that feed the heart and cardiovascular system. And so that gets damaged and leads to heart attacks. So sugar also feeds cancer, and it feeds candida. So candida is a fungus that can cause itchy rashes that come out on the skin, vaginal yeast infections, thrush in the throat and tongue, and chronic ear infections are often candida. Candida makes you crave sugar because it feeds on it. And Boost is full of sugar, and that is, ironically, what cancer patients are fed in oncology wards in hospitals. But now they're making Boost with protein. Instead of just sugar, there's protein with it. So they think it's healthier. So sugar substitutes. Now, the problem with chemical sugar substitutes is that they are toxic. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Nikki. And Steve Jones and Babs. Thank you for watching, everybody. Sweet and low, aspartame, Splenda, they're all toxic chemicals. Aspartame causes neurological damage. It's in pop and sweet drinks, diet pop specifically. And there's always a side effect. So the chemical is addictive. The side effect is that you crave more carbohydrates, which will make you gain even more weight. So even though you're drinking diet pop, you're going to end up drinking cases of it because you become so addicted to the chemicals in it. And you'll keep gaining more and more weight because you will need to feed yourself with more carbohydrates, which you are then addicted to. So that's the problem. And high fructose corn syrup is a concentrated fructose sugar from corn. And interestingly enough, it has been found to contain a ton of mercury. So that is used in sweet drinks and fruit drinks. And it is very damaging to the body as well because it is concentrated sugar and it does all the things that I just mentioned. Damaging the capillaries, causing the highs and lows, the blood sugar crashes, etc. Feeding the candida. And so we need to be avoiding those things. And so good sugar substitutes would be coconut sugar, date sugar, sucanat, which is a raw cane sugar. There's demerara brown sugar. Xylitol is a sugar from alcohol. Stevia is the best because that's the only one that doesn't feed candida, which candida, by the way, goes hand in hand with strep bacteria. And so stevia is a herb. We can grow it. We can buy the ground powder of the leaves. It's also in a liquid form, and that's a great thing to be able to add to matcha lattes, for example, and other things to sweeten. Raw sugar, raw honey is excellent. It's unpasteurized. When they pasteurize honey, they destroy nutrients in it by cooking it at extremely high temperatures. And brown rice syrup and agave nectar are also natural alternatives to sugar. And of course, blackstrap molasses is all the good minerals and nutrients that are extracted off of the sugar cane when they're processing it to make white sugar. So again, sugar is addictive. We need to avoid it, and it causes so much damage to our bodies. And there are lots of natural alternatives, and we may need to be doing a lot of them at home. If you can't find a coffee shop or tea shop that offers the natural, healthier alternatives to sugar and to high fructose corn syrup. So our cells use the glucose from fruits and vegetables. And that's what we should be feeding ourselves with primarily, is fruits and vegetables to get the proper glucose that our cells need as fuel. And that glucose Well, in fruits specifically, the glucose allows the phytonutrients from those fruits to enter into the cells. And so without the glucose, the cells will not absorb the nutrients as readily. So that's the problem. When we completely cut out all carbohydrates, even the fruits and the vegetables that contain them, we can't absorb the nutrients, and our cells require those nutrients to function properly. And so that's the problem with that. Sorry, I've not been looking at the camera enough this video. So let's make an effort to eat healthier, to cut out table sugar and all the unhealthy forms of sugar. Let's make an effort to eat more fruits and vegetables. That's what our body requires to function properly. For every cell to function the way it should, for every system in the body to function the way it should, so that we can be healthy and without disease, symptoms. We only have one body to get us through this life. If you think about your body as a sophisticated machine, that just like a Ferrari, for example, would you put in a leaded, poor quality gasoline into a Ferrari? Well, with that analogy in mind, why would you put toxic chemicals and substances into this sophisticated machine called our body? We need to be eating the best we can so that our bodies function the best they can, and so that we can live a long, high quality life. There's no way that our bodies will function at its optimal without the best fuel in the form of fruits and vegetables. So let's be conscious of every single thing we put in our mouth, because every single thing we put in our mouth affects every single cell in our body, and we are made up of trillions of them. Read the labels. Anything that ends in OSE, O-S-E, is a sugar. And again, I am running and soon to be launching another online healing and detoxification program. If you need help to get you back to optimal health, please contact me and let's see if my program is a fit for you. My website is corehealing.ca. Thanks for watching.